The lower jaw is finished, so this is ready to go. So I'm going to put this aside. And finish welding up the bottom part. So this is the bottom part of the skull. This is the front, back. And then the top part I'm going to have to do in maybe 3 parts. The sides and the back. Because the way it's designed, it won't come apart. On this one here, on the inside, I have to spot weld all of these just to give it a little bit more support to hold everything together. Then we'll distort a little bit, which is a bummer. But once I have the cage on this, again, I can tweak it and get it back. On the sides right here, when I mount the other sides, I'm going to extend this over just a little bit and then cut these to where they fit, where they're pretty much seamless. So we'll figure that out when we get there, which will take quite a bit. So we'll get on it and see what happens. I've done a few of these before, and I found it easier to do it all in one piece, but do it separate. Do the left side, do the right side, and then do the back. Put them all together, but don't weld those 3 pieces together so everything all lines up. That's the easiest way to do it, and it looks better that way. So it doesn't distort, it doesn't move on you. You got all these clamps that hold it all together. That's the easiest way to do it. So here we go. We got some progress. I have to do the eyes last because you can't take the mold off with the eyes in, so I'm going to have to do those separate. And also the nose, I got to do that separate. But she's getting there. It's going by really quick. Really like this one. So once I get done, because this is all tack welded here on each end, I'm gonna weld it from the other side, buff all this out, clean it all up. So that's it so far. Up here, I have to adjust that. I have to bring that up about 1.5 inches. So to make it look a little bit more round to match the back here, because it looks a little flat. I'm just gonna bring this up a little bit. But the bottom is completely finished. And then when I get done, this is going to be trimmed to match the bottom. So it'll be pretty much seamless, and you'll never see it. But I'm happy. Progress so far. Well, so far, the skull is 2/3 finished. That's what it looks like inside. So far, looking good. Getting there. I'm not worried about all these welds or anything like that. I'm just going to buff all those out. You'll never see them. But a little bit of forming to do. A little bit of welding. Just buff all these out, it's not a big deal. Well, one of the issues I have with this is because this does not stay inside. So I have to build this around, be able to take it off, take this out, and then weld them all together. I gotta figure all that out. I have no idea how I'm gonna do it, but I don't know. I gotta figure that out. That's the toughest part about this, and make it look right. So So I got to have everything lined up, clamps, where these don't move. Because if these move a little bit off, by the time you get way over here or on the back end, then that is all off back in there. I have no idea where I'm going to go from there. I'm going to do the eyes last and the nose. You can't take everything off with those in there, so that's going to be last. But I got to figure out how I'm going to do this. Well, almost done. All I have to do is just add in the teeth. I'll do that this weekend. Finish the eyes. I got to do the eyes separately. These are just gauges right here. It's just so that I know. Then I have to cut the entire thing off completely. Everything comes apart, and because I have to take out the frame here so I can reuse it for another project. So that's how I work this out. So I have this gauge here, so I know how far out I have to go from the nose and how far in I have to go from the nose. And same thing with these guys right here. This is how I can tell how far I have to go in and how far I have to go out. So all this. So I'm just going to cut it down the center, and then I have to cut the bottom off of the top part. So I can take all this out, and then I have to weld it all together, or weld the inside of this side together. Then make sure everything all lines up, weld the inside, buff it all out, and then add the teeth. This is going to add another 2 inches, so the jaw will be opened up another 2 inches. But yeah, there she is. I like it. I can't wait to get her finished.